Hey guys, my name's Brittany. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing this look inspired by the inside of my brain. Beautiful spring date night makeup, event makeup, bridal makeup, but you let me know in the comments what you think it's best suited to. I am trialing a bunch of Lisa Aldridge products. That's not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by anybody right now. I wanted to try them out. I'm gonna teach you how to do not just the makeup, but also the hair. We're gonna snatch our hair together, and I think you're gonna enjoy that. So let's do it. Our first step is going to be foundation, and you can apply whatever foundation you have that you find works really well for you. Applying the Chanel Water Fresh Complexion Touch Foundation, but I decided I liked the Armani Luminous Silk better because I'm using retinol right now and I'm having some breakouts, and I just found that the Chanel clung to my dry skin. However, I have it on in this video and I think it would work for many people, and it really is a beautiful foundation. I'm gonna do my brows. Before I use my brow gel, often I will take a clean spoolie and some rubbing alcohol. I run this just through my brow. I do this on days when I really want my brows to stay put. If you have too much cream or oil in your brows before you use your gel, it just won't stick the same. I coat from back to front. With this gel, you really want to coat every single hair. I think today I'm gonna do a bit more of a pointed brow. After doing so many 90s inspired looks, I'm kind of vibing with the pointed brow. I always start at the bottom and I go inside my hair, creating little hair-like strokes and brushing through as I go. To finish off my brows, I take the Flat Definer E15 from Sigma. This is one of my favorite brushes. Anything that I want to define a little bit more, I'm using this brush. It's very precise. Mine has a little bit of concealer on it. Usually I put a little on before I do this. And I'm gonna do my contour and a little bit of concealer. I'm gonna use our usual suspects. So Fenty Beauty Matchsticks contour in amber and my Dior Forever Skin Correct concealers in the 00 and the 0 Neutral. Taking my contour stick, I'm gonna rub this on the back of my hand. And then I'm gonna take my foundation brush, and I started using this end for my contour, get it evenly coated. And then I'm just gonna start patting this around my forehead. So we wanna add depth back to the face. And putting this on the back of your hand first, it gives such a clean application, blends so much better. You don't get any harsh lines. Coming down onto the top of my cheekbone, other side. You can see how soft that is. It's just really beautiful. I'm gonna bring this down a little bit today. I don't usually do that, but I don't know, I just feel like it. The more celebrity videos I do, the more I learn what's possible, like what doing different shapes on your face actually looks like, where normally I probably wouldn't experiment as much. So it's kind of fun. I'm gonna place this on the tip of my chin. I like to flatten out my chin just a tiny bit, even though there's really no reason to do that. I'm gonna do concealer. So I'm gonna start with my 00. This is the really light color, and I'm gonna place that here today. Curve out my jawline a little bit. We'll do some model cheekbones today, why not? Beside the nose, in between the brows. You should put this on the back of your hand. I used to always put the products on my face like this, but it's so much better when you put them on the back of your hand first. So taking my concealer brush, I'm tapping this out. If I put the products directly on my face, I'll tap them out with the concealer brush, but I'll leave the excess and then take my beauty blender and pat and remove the excess because you just get too much product. For your brushes, your makeup is only as good as your brushes are. You need brushes that are the right size for your face. If your brushes are too big, you won't get a good application because you can't be precise with your products. It will change your makeup application so much. Even to be able to get into tight places or small places like around my nose, this brush, because it's slanted, I can get right in there. When you use a damp beauty blender, you really want it to be barely wet. So you run it under the tap till it's like really wet. Squeeze, run under, squeeze, run under till it's soaking wet. Then you take a microfiber cloth, you place your beauty blender in it, and you squeeze until it's just barely wet. And that's how you get a good application as well. So if your beauty blender is too wet, then it's going to remove your makeup. It's going to smear your makeup. It's going to make a mess. It needs to be just damp. I'm getting a pretty harsh line here. So I'm going to go in and blend that out with my contour that's left on here. I'm just going to pat and soften that line. Same on this side. And then I'm going to contour the bottom of my nose. The contour you do on your nose is very personal. So, I do the bottom of my nose. It gives it like a little bit of lift. And then I will make a little line here like that, just barely. I liked what we did in the Angelina Jolie video where I created these lines on the side. So I'm going to try that today. So basically narrowing the tip and making it even more even with the rest of my nose. And then blend. And I did actually like having it here, but I'm going to go only partway down. So only to here. And I'm going to bring that up. And if you try something and you don't love it, just go over it with your foundation brush. Go over it with your concealer. It's not a big deal. The more you try stuff, the more you'll figure out what you like. I like this. It's cute. We switch it up. Then I'm going to take my Wake Make powder. I know this palette is messed up. It's not aesthetic, so I apologize. But I love this. I've used it so much the top broke off, so it's a good product. And I'm going to go into the lighter side today, coating this brush evenly. And I'm just going to set what we did here. And blend. Taking my concealer brush, I'm going to pat down the bridge of my nose, pat on the sides, just to tone this down. So I'm going to spray my face. Because my skin is suffering a little bit, I'm using the Charlotte, I cannot speak today. The Charlotte Tilbury Air Blush. The Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Party all night, stay all day, okay? Oh my gosh. We're gonna let that dry. I'm gonna mix my liquid blushes. I'm gonna take the Rare Beauty Hope liquid blush and the Armani Luminous Silk Cool Pink blush. I'm gonna put these on the back of my hand. This is our new routine. So I'm taking my Sephora brush. I've got my 2 dots here, and I'm gonna tap and blend these. Try to get an even coating on my brush. Pretty good. Starting at the top of my cheekbone. I think I'm gonna bring it up under my eye. Kind of like to do this as color correction. And any of this stuff, because we haven't done any powders yet, you can just tone it down with your concealer, with your foundation brush if you end up not liking it. Other side. So I've done quite a bit, and I'm going to go in and blend it out. Damp Beauty Blender. Just going to start here because I really want to tone down this mid area and just have like memories of blush. Tap, tap, tap up towards the outer edge. I think this is really pretty for spring. Okay, concealer. So I'm using both of these. Taking my concealer brush, I'm gonna mix 00 is often too white. You need a little warmth. Otherwise, like if you have blue under your eyes, then the really white concealer becomes almost gray, if that makes sense. I'm gonna have my powder ready, and I know I say this almost every time now, but I wait to conceal my under eye until it's the last liquid that I'm putting on my face. Because I learned that even if you blend out your concealer right before you use your powder, it's not the same. It's still your skin is absorbing that product, so you can never get it completely out of the creasing. So this is a much better method for me personally. And I'm just going to go from that inner corner up onto the side of my nose, down into an L shape, patting this in the darkest area of my under eye, but staying below where that crease is. The outer corner, patting there, and up onto a diagonal towards the end of my brow, and down beside my nose. Taking my Beauty Blender, I'm going to dab this and make sure that it's all diffused out, coming down below my crease and up into the temple area. Then I'm taking my brush with the powder and I'm going to pat that right over top of what I just did. This looks so nice. Even with my skin being dry, it's very blurred out. You know, I see the Leighton Meester vibes. I think it's also that I wear these headbands and it just gives Blair, you know? But I do see what you guys are saying. Okay, evenly coated, and then patting this into the darkest area, up onto the side of my nose, corner of the eye, up on the diagonal. That just gives a little lift, a little snatch beside the nose. Taking my Beauty Blender, dabbing this out, and then setting. In between my brows as well, I'm going to set up onto my forehead. Okay, so I'm getting some patchiness here because I'm using retinol and my skin is very dry, which I keep saying. Sometimes what I'll do is take my spoolie and I just gently exfoliate, and then I'll go back over it with my Beauty Blender. You want to make sure your base is as good as possible before you set, because it's pretty much what it's going to look like when you set. So now I'm going to set my chin along that cheekbone line. Same on this side. Up beside the mouth, onto the bridge of the nose right here. So then I'm taking my setting powder brush and I'm just going to gently brush this away. Pat, pat, pat. Let's spray again with the Charlotte Tilbury. Now we come to the fun part, our Lisa Aldridge haul. This is my mom's makeup and she wants me to try it out. Basically, all of this is eye makeup. This one is called Betty. All these beautiful shimmery shades. Second palette is called Fawn. I think I want to use this one today. We also have these liquid eyeshadows. Ione, it's like that. Very taupe. Phoebe, a caramel brown. Cressida, gold foil. I'm going to start with this warmer mid shade, coat my brush, the firm shader E57, and I'm going to take this on the outer corner. This is already so nice. Up above my crease, towards my nose contour. I'm going to take my diffuser and just blend that even more. I love how these go on compared to powder. I haven't used a liquid eyeshadow like this before. You get a much more precise application and then pigment really blends out. So this is just one layer of the Phoebe color and I think that's so pretty. Then I'm going to take the Ione color. So this is more taupe. Just pat this on the outer corner. So this is not as dark as I would expect. I'm going to bring this above my crease but lower than the other color. Take my diffuser, blend. Take my Beauty Blender, define this line. Other side. So these are very waterproof. So once they set, they're going to stay. But I feel like they're blending out well, even not going super fast. And I'm just building this color, going back and forth, making sure that everything's diffused out, that I'm not getting any strange shapes. I will like diffuse out beyond where I want it to go, just to get rid of some of the heaviness of the color. Take my Beauty Blender and just redefine. I'm patting this right on the outer edge of my eye into the crease, adding more depth. I'm looking at eyeliner. That top one is the Fenty Beauty liquid eyeliner, and this is Elisa Aldridge. So I think I'm gonna mix them. I'll start with Elisa Aldridge, and I'm gonna tightline my upper lash line. When I say tightline, I mean that we are going to run the tip of this eyeliner along the inside of my eye, just below my lashes. So you want to have a lot of space from the base of the pencil to the end of the eyeliner. You don't want to look where your pencil is. You want to look away from where the pencil is. I'm placing the eyeliner at the outer edge of my eye, really gently below my lashes onto the skin, rubbing along. I stop halfway and blink. I start in the inner corner and I go up and I connect it. Anywhere where you tightline, it's gonna draw your eye down. So if you wanna make your eyes bigger, don't tightline. If you want your eyes to be smaller, more snatched, tightline. Other side. I'm gonna start by running it along. This should not touch your eyeball, realistically. It might happen, and it's fine. Your eye will water. Now, if you go outside, like I did here, I take my definer brush and I clean it up. If it's messy, it's gonna always look messy. So I take quite some time to define this tight line and make sure that it's really thin and clean. I'm also going to tightline to the inner corner, around my corner, and just beyond where my eyeball starts. I'm going to pull this forward into a little point. This is a really nice eyeliner. It's very soft, but it's also not moving. So you do want this eyeliner that you use for tight lining to be waterproof. If it's not waterproof, it's just gonna smudge everywhere. So cleaning this up, making sure it's a really tight shape. Same on this side, coming forward around that front part of my eye, just beyond where my eyeball starts. Then taking the tip of this pencil and just really gently pulling forward into a point. Cleaning this up. Doing your tight line here will really pull in that front part of the eye. It gives it a very specific look. I did this in the Angelina Jolie video. I know that this tight line looks good on lighter eyes as well, and it's interesting to see it on my dark eyes because when I did the Angelina Jolie video, it was with the blue contacts. We're gonna do the liquid eyeliner, and this is the Fenty Beauty Fly Liner in Big Truffle. If you don't know how you want your eyeliner to be, I recommend mapping it out with the pencil first. When I do my eyeliner, you want to do it with your eyes open. The way that your eye is relaxed, that's going to be how people see it. So I'm starting above the corner of my eye, basically where my lashes are heaviest, close to my crease, where my crease ends. I'm carrying this up on that diagonal. I basically do one line, I move back and look forward and back because I can already tell that I'm gonna like this shape. That's the extension of your eye, so make sure you're checking as you go. Then I'm gonna go from mid-eye and I'm gonna bring this back. I'm starting really thin, connecting to that line. Then I'm gonna thicken it here. Once you have the shape you like, you can close your eye and thicken it. I have to do this off camera because I need to get really close to my mirror, but I'm just following the line that I already have. So I thickened it up a bit. Then I go in with my definer brush and I've added more concealer. And I'm just gonna clean up this shape by concealing around it where it's become smudged. Then I'll just take my Beauty Blender and really carefully with the point, dab, dab, dab. Then we'll do the other side, starting with that straight line coming from the lashes below the crease. Make sure you keep checking that you're liking the shape as you go. Starting thin, going towards mid-eye. And I'll kind of stamp this along. And then thickening just a tiny bit towards the outer. Then adding a little more tail. Then we're going to take the Phoebe liquid eyeshadow again, taking my little smudge brush, dipping into this, and I'm just going to run this under the eye, like so. Same on this side. I think this is really pretty. Then I'm taking my pink eyeliner. You can use whatever color you have that is like skin tone or pinky tight lining again. I'm running this on my inner eye, just connecting to where we did the other eyeliner. I'm going to take the Ioni, my smudge brush, placing it more on the tip of the brush. I'm going to run this along the lower lashes, but tighter. Same on this side. Tighter to that lash line. Going from that outer lash and flicking outward. Like so. I'm going to finish my blush and then we'll do the rest of the eyes. I'm going to use my Dior Rosy Glow blush in the color Berry. This is very purple. I'm going to tap this up here and here. That brush is very densely packed, so I think it's too dense to get a good blend. It's really focusing the product. So I'm going to take my IT Cosmetics brush and I'm just going to pat this out and tone down that color as much as I can. Then I'm going to use my foundation brush and I'm just going to blend. Look how pretty that is. It was scary and now it's pretty. Okay, let's finish the eyes. I want to use this. This is so fun. Well, I'm going to put this on the back of my hand, my little smudge brush, and I'm going to make sure my eye isn't creasing and rub this in that inner corner. This is so pretty. Bring it around this point. I'm going to bring it into the mid-eye. Taking my diffuser, just going to blend. You have to trust the process. There's a lot of trusting the process when it comes to makeup. Other side, this paints on so beautifully, like I feel like Cleopatra. Use this very pretty, bringing it around. What do you guys think? It's just like pretty makeup. Pretty girl makeup, pretty lady. Pretty lady. I'm gonna take the eyeliner. If you have light eyes, just look at how the makeup is looking on your face, because like I can't stop thinking about how little dark makeup you need to really make your eye pop. Look at your own face and ask yourself, do I need that? It's also okay to try, and you know, if it's not perfect, then you know next time you're not going to do it. So really delicate, and just smudge. Same on the other side. And it just supports the upper lash line. Now I want to add a tiny bit more shimmer with the palette. I tried it earlier and it doesn't come off the palette very pigmented. So I'm going to take my brush, it's clean, taking the e.l.f. fixing spray, and I'm going to coat my brush in this. Rub this in my palette. Just on the edge while we're hitting golden hour. Place this mid-eye. eyelash curler. I do like 3 or 4 pumps towards my lash line. If you have trouble with your lashes curling, heat your eyelash curler under hot water. I'm going to use the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash, the primer. I'm going to do similar lashes to the Angelina Jolie video. I think it was really pretty. So I keep the primer just on the outer lashes and I'm sweeping them to the side. I'm just not going right to the inside. My brown mascara today, and this is the Swede Pro Lash Lift Mascara. And I'm just blinking onto this wand. I'm carrying the brown all the way to the inside. Other side. I'm taking the wand, I'm placing it on my lower lashes, and I'm wiggling. This just keeps the mascara closer to the lash line. Oh no. Okay, so that, I let it dry and then I'll buff it away. While I wait for this to dry, let's do lips. So I've removed my lip plumper and I'm just using my Beautyblender to make sure I don't have a line around my lips. I'm trying out this new pencil. It's the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil, but it is in Wherever Walnut. Start at your Cupid's bow. Fill in however much you want to overline. I try not to do too much because you want it to look like our lips. And then I draw up. As I blend to the corner, we come back tight to our lip. And it doesn't matter what lip shape you have, this is gonna look good, promise. I always have a brush handy to clean up. Lower lip, I'm staying tight. Tie lip. We're gonna fill in on the inside like we did with Angelina Jolie. And in the center of my top lip, I'm adding a little V shape. This really gives a pillowy lip. I'm gonna use my concealer brush that I've been using for my lips and blend this a little. I'm gonna take a clean Q-tip, buff away this mascara now that it's dry. See how easy that is? Perfect. Okay, let's set the lips. Taking my setting powder brush, it's still got setting powder on it. Dab, dab, dab. I'm gonna take my contour palette, my contour brush. I'm gonna contour here and here. Using this almost like setting powder. Let's do highlighter. I'm gonna use a cookie highlighter. I think it works really well with the colors we have happening. Using my little brush, I'm gonna go over this inner corner just a tiny bit. Tip of the nose, staying on top of my nose because I want to get that lift. So you want the part where the light is hitting your nose to be on top. Bridge, just at the top here, halfway down. Let's do the lips today. Now, if I was going out, I would spray the one size. I'm gonna pretend because I'm not going out, but maybe you guys are going out. So, you know, spray, 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 spray. And that'll just glue everything so it won't move. We're gonna do lip gloss. It's a Dior lip oil. Kind of localize this in the middle of my lip and here. And then really lightly towards the outer edge. Oh, it's juicy. I'm sorry. This lip is so pretty. So this is the final makeup look. I wish I was going somewhere. I hope you guys are going somewhere. So whenever I have this much makeup on, you can put your hair down. Looks really good too. I like to snatch my hair because I feel like it's all about the face. The face is facing. I'm gonna teach you how I snatch my hair. If you want to follow along with this hair tutorial, I've put it in a separate video. That link will be in the description as well as at the end of this video. This is our final look. If you like it, please like, comment, subscribe, share. Helps me out and helps me to keep doing this. This is not my full-time job, of course. I'm supposed to be making bridal gowns and many other things. I might have accidentally kind of channeled Lindsay Lohan I was looking at her makeup with my cousin this weekend, or this past week. Is it Lindsay? Did I do it by accident? No. It's okay, we can mix them in there. You know, why not? I'll see you next time.